What is up everyone, my name is Jasper and in today's video I wanted to talk about something that happened to me recently. So in my last video I talked about how November was a great month and how I'm gaining my motivation back and everything was just going well. In the span of just 1 week I had to let go of all of my riders, and that's just not something you want to do or want to see happen when you're just starting to scale up production again. So when we take a look at 4 months ago, I had around 3 riders, and one of them, she needed to leave because she needed to focus on her university, which is perfectly fine of course. So when she left, I onboarded another rider and she's been working with me for a couple of weeks now. However, a few days ago she sent me an email saying that she needed to focus on different projects so she can no longer ride for me. And then literally the next day, another rider who has been with me for a little over a year now, she also emailed me that she is going to go after this year. And her reasoning for that is that the topics that she was writing about, she found it fun, but she wanted to focus on different topics. And well, those topics are not currently any of my sites, and that just basically meant that she wants to go and find some different people to work for. So that left me with just one rider, and well, with that one, it also didn't go smoothly. So she delivered an article to me and I was proofreading it and I was editing it, and while reading the article I found something that I found questionable. I was thinking to myself, is this really the answer to this question? So I googled it myself to see if it's actually correct. So I googled the question and the first result came up, so I clicked on it, and what I found out is that the first result was pretty much 100% the same as the article that I just received. So yeah, safe to say she basically copied this person word for word. So I confronted her about it. I told her that this is an absolute no-go, that she will not be paid for this. So she apologized and she then delivered a rewritten version. So I read through this new version and she basically just took out all of the really obvious parts that were just really obviously copied. So this person had a bulleted list of 4 points. We had the exact same 4 points in the exact same order. Everything was just the same. So she basically just took out those parts while leaving the bulk of the content the same. And well, of course, it goes without saying, she got fired. I just absolutely hate when people are copying stuff. It happened to my site, my main beauty site. This site got copied a few times. One time by a Project 24 member who was basically just spinning all of my articles. And another time by some dude that was just putting all my articles in some sort of AI tool that kind of spun the whole article. It didn't make any sense grammatically, but for some reason they started to outrank me. I have experience with people copying my articles and it absolutely sucks. So the last thing I want to do is copy someone else's articles. So it was just pure coincidence that I found out about her copying other people. But safe to say, I fired her and she will no longer be part of the team. I did not pay her for the article, of course. And I also looked at all of the other articles that she has delivered. Now most of these were actually original. I pulled them through Copyscape and Grammarly Pro. And well, they didn't show any results, so I'm going to assume that those are fine. But well, this was a really obscure topic that might not have as much information as some other topics to be found on the web. But it basically goes to show that if she cannot find stuff already there, if it isn't already cut out for her, she will just copy someone else. It's basically a no-go, so she is gone. I am really glad that I found it out, and I also deleted 3 more of her articles that were also pretty similar to other people's. It just really sucks to see. But what sucks even more is that I went from a team of 3 to a team of 0. It's basically just me right now. Now, if it wasn't any more of a coincidence that in the first 2 days all of these 3 riders were gone, the next day I got an email from the rider I mentioned that left me because she needed to focus on university. She told me that she has a couple of weeks of spare time, that she would like to ride for me again. So I'm not sure how all of this lined up so perfectly that basically in 3 days I lost 3 and I gained 1 rider. It's just really weird to see that all happening in just a few days. But of course I'm really glad that she's back, even for a limited time. Now I talked with her and she told me that she is going to be able to produce about 4 articles. And this isn't much, but it's something. But it does mean that I will probably not be able to reach my 90 article goal for the new website in this year. Now that's a big bummer, of course. I'm really not happy about it, but I do have a plan set in place to make up for this. So I'm currently all on my own, and if I wanted to reach the 90 article goal by the end of this year, I would need to write about 26 more articles myself. Now if you take away the 3 to 4 articles that the writer will temporarily write for me, I need to write about 22 articles in 2 weeks. Now this is a lot and I've never written that much before all by myself, but I am of course going to give it my best shot. Now to supplement this, I am going to place an order with a writing service. Now there are many great options out there. I have always been a fan of Passion Post, but this time I'm going with a different company. So in the past I received 2 free articles from this company and they're called Rewrite blog posts. Now these 2 articles, they were actually really good. They were just basically published ready. I just needed to copy and paste them and I was basically done. There wasn't that much more to do. So these guys are, so far I've had a great experience with them and I'm going to place a much larger order with them. So I'm going to order about 50 to 60,000 words, which comes down to maybe 40 to 60 articles. I'm not sure how long my articles will be, but that's a lot of articles. And well, that is also a really large investment. In fact, it's the largest investment at once that I've ever made. I'm going to spend about $2,500 all at once. And I've never done it before, so I am a little scared, but I think it's healthy. I've never really spent that much money before. And of course, these new sites, they haven't yet shown that they are capable of making the money back. But at some point, you gotta take that leap of faith and just go for the best. And of course, $2,500 is a lot of money, but it isn't like something that would completely destroy me if it wouldn't come back. So I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to order about 50 to 60,000 words. And I'm just really excited to get those articles back. Now what that means is that if they are fast, and in my experience their turnaround time is a lot faster than that of Passion Post. So if they can return articles within 2 weeks, I have a very good chance of actually reaching that 90 article goal. Now Rewrite blog post is working with a tier system, so depending on the number of words you order, you get a certain price per word. So I'm currently ordering from the Platinum tier and that's a minimum of 50,000 words. And when you're in that tier, you can order for 5 cents a word. Now the thing with Rewrite blog post is that if you go for less words, so I believe they're 10,000 word package, it comes down to 7 cents per word and that is a little expensive in my opinion. However, luckily I do have a 10% discount code for all of you guys. Now this link will be down in the description below and I think it's just a very nice discount to add on top. So far I've had an amazing experience with them and I'm really looking forward to receiving all of those articles. Now of course receiving about 40 to 60 articles in a span of a few weeks is really going to propel the number of articles on the website. It's basically going to double if I pour all of these words into the new website. So that would leave the website at around 120 to maybe 130 articles. But I think I am going to spread it out a little. Maybe 40,000 words for the new website and 20,000 words for the accessory website. But yeah, this order is going to go through and it is going to cost me a lot of money, but I do think it's going to be worth it and I'm super excited to see the results. But this is only a temporary solution. This is just to make sure that my websites won't receive any new articles for the foreseeable future. So in the meantime, I will be looking for new writers to onboard on the team. It's basically new year, new team, so I'm going to find some new writers. So I'm going to find new writers by posting an offer or an advertisement on the ProBlogger job board. Now ProBlogger does cost $70 per ad that you post, but I think it's worth it. So far I've had a lot more success with ProBlogger than with sites like Fiverr and Upwork. Fiverr and Upwork are great if you're looking for a more budget route, but in my experience both the quality will be less, people are much more quickly to leave you, and most people just aren't who they say they are. I always specify that I want Native American speakers, and most people are either saying that they're from the United States but they just aren't, or people are still applying. So I recently posted a job offer on Upwork and I received 70 applicants and only 5 of them were Native American speakers, even though I definitely specified that. And to make it even worse, 20 of them said they were, but they just weren't. So I'm going to post a job offer on ProBlogger. I'm kind of excited to see what will come from this and I'm hoping to build the team up to maybe 2 to maybe 5 writers for the next year. So a lot has happened in the last week and well, for better or worse, I'm not sure what to think of it. There's nothing I can do about it really. Of course, losing some of my writers that have been with me for over a year, that always sucks, but getting rid of writers that are copying other people is of course good riddance. So overall, I'm not sure what to think of it. I am of course very excited to see what Rewrite blog post will deliver, and I'm even more excited to build up an even stronger team for the next year. So I know that this is more of a personal video this time around, but I do still hope that you learned something from it or that you enjoyed it. And if you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!